All right, one of my subs had a video request. He sent me an article which said the Atlanta Hawks refusing to give up a first-round draft pick for Andre Drummond, especially their own draft pick that right now could be the #1 pick in the draft. But you know how funny the lottery is, and you know the history of the lottery with them allegedly rigging it for Patrick Ewing and allegedly rigging it for Shaquille O'Neal and the Cavaliers. What was like 3 straight years for them. So you know how that go. They can go from projected #1 to like number 10 or something like that. But if a team is unwilling to give up a first-round draft pick, then what is rightful compensation for Andre Drummond? We back, Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Best way you can help me out is share the video and check out my other channel on YouTube, Goodfellas Sports TV. That is Goodfellas Sports TV for more sports, music, news, and entertainment outside of Detroit. Check me out over there, all right? So, if no first-round draft pick, and I'm looking just being vague across the board, you want, what are the Pistons needs is what you got to ask yourself, all right? Obviously, people said, well, how we going to replace Andre Drummond is the first thing people going to say. And at the end of the day, in this league, you don't have to have a dinosaur center like Andre Drummond. You know, you can put Christian Woods there. You can go small. I mean, but you still want to have muscle there, all right? You still want to have somebody that's going to be able to hold their own. But, hey, we'll worry about that later. So, what they looking for is a gifted guard. You looking for something that you don't have. You looking for a prolific wing, a prolific guard, or a guard or wing that has potential to be that. Something that's young and that is going to, develop in something nice. So you look at the Atlanta Hawks, and I'll go through a few teams that are interested. You look at the Atlanta Hawks. You're going to get an expiring contract because most of the young players are under rookie deals, and the rookie deals don't match up to what, $27, $28 million, $26 million that Drummond is really owed. So you have to match that salary up depending on how much cap salary, the Hawks have. So you look, you say, you know what? I like the Hunter guy. I like Cam Reddish. And those are the only 2 guys that look on their roster that I actually think that can help. If they're not willing to part with those, then why am I swapping Andre Drummond off for Chandler Parsons without a #1 pick guaranteed this year? If Brooklyn Nets make the playoffs, then I don't get a pick till next year. So I think that's the hang up with it right there. So if I don't get one of those young guys, or if I don't get a for sure draft pick, then the Hawks have nothing for me to offer. So you looking and you saying who really got a young wing or a wing that's established that maybe they don't want anymore. You look at Boston and they say, hey, we got a lot of guards and a lot of wings over here, right? We got Kimball, we got Marcus Smart, we got Jason Tatum, we got Jaylen Brown, we got Gordon Hayward. You know what I'm saying? They got the Memphis first-round pick. I believe they have their first-round pick. Now, you'd be like, well, I'll give you Andre for your first-round pick. Or for the Memphis. They're going to say no. A lot of top talent. So now you're looking like, well, you know what? I like Jaylen Brown. You got all these wings over here. Give me Jaylen Brown. No, you just signed him. I could do Jaylen for Andre straight up. All right? They probably say, no, we will do Gordon Hayward in our first-round pick if they have one in Boston this year. I sit on it. I sit on that. I think about that. Really, that can't be my best deal. Now you look at the Dallas Mavericks. They have absolutely nothing young that I'm attracted to over there if I'm the Pistons. I like DeLine Wright, but I don't know if he can fulfill that potential. It'll have to be multiple first-round draft picks in the future because then you have to take on the contract of Tim Hardaway. So you're looking, if they give me their draft pick, because I know they don't have one this year, for the next 2 years, I'll take it. And I'll take Tim Hardaway Jr. 2-year contract at around 25, and I'll live if I really want to do it. You go to Toronto, if they're not going to re-sign Fred VanVleet, because Fred VanVleet is going to be a free agent, I'll look at maybe a Fred VanVleet, Gasol type of deal, and maybe, because that's somebody the Pistons like, it's VanVleet. Or they may be wanting to get rid of Serge Ibaka. All right, Serge Ibaka has got an expiring deal right around what Andre's making. So maybe I'll look at that. Maybe they want to get rid of Kyle Lowry. Maybe I'll look at that. He got one more year on his contract. So I mean, they waited so late to trade Andre Drummond because they're not going to get real value for him. And if I don't get exactly what I want from other teams, and if I'm settling for an expiring contract in a late first, it's tough. You might just take the late first. You might have to burn it down to the 23rd and a half hour and see if somebody adds something of value. But right now, they put themselves in a messed up predicament by holding on to Blake and Drummond in the last minute. One of them should have been gone last year, which should have been Blake Griffin at the trade deadline. And had they moved him in the trade deadline, then I don't think it's no problem with people, keeping Andre Drummond. But what people got to understand is Andre Drummond is not a max player. You're not paying a max player, like you're not paying him that max money. What does he do to be a max? People point to 2020. Where was the 2020 when we need the most? Going down the stretch last year versus Charlotte, kept getting our butt kicked. What was the 2020 versus Milwaukee? People keep saying, oh, look at his numbers. They do the same thing with Matthew Stafford. A few of the commenters said the same. They kind of similar, Matthew Stafford and Drummond. But if they stats not equaling to winning, then, why are their stats being celebrated? They're not winning. And then when it comes down to crucial moments, when it's something on the line, they're nowhere to be found. He fouled out. He frustrated. He get a technical, or he throw an interception. You know what I'm saying? Or he missed a guy on a wide open fly route. Whatever the situation may be. People always want to point to, the 2020 versus the Brooklyn Nets. I'm just throwing out an example. Or 2020 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. But when the Lakers come to town, when the Clippers come to town, when we go to the Clippers, or when we play the Milwaukee Bucks, or when we play the 76ers, where's that energy at? Where's those stats at? You got to ask yourself. It's not what you do versus the Cavaliers, or what you do versus the Charlotte Hornets, or what you do versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know what I'm saying? That's how you supposed to perform, no matter how great the opponent or how less the opponent is. You need to perform like that on a consistent basis. But them not the teams you're going to need to go through to be a champion. You got to go through Milwaukee, Boston, 76ers, the Clippers, the Lakers, whoever come out the West, the Nuggets. Dominating the Wizards don't mean you a max player. That's what you're supposed to do. So that's what people got to understand with Andre Drummond. And people say, well, the Pistons did him a disservice by not getting him a point guard. Well, they tried with Reggie Jackson. It didn't work. And you a max player, you shouldn't need nobody to perform on a consistent basis. Now, you need help to get over the hump. But, shouldn't no Reggie Jackson be responsible for you, boo-boo in the bed versus the Lakers, or boo-boo in the bed versus the Clippers, or boo-boo in the bed versus the Milwaukee Bucks? You know what I'm saying? If you a max player, you should be able to get it on your own. You can't throw the ball to Drummond and he can get you a bucket. Shit, when he get offensive rebounds, the ball barely go in the hole. He not a defensive stopper. He not up there for Defensive Player of the Year. He not controlling the paint. It's not a no-fly zone. Look at Tristan Thompson did last night. So for people trying to hold on to Andre Drummond, well, you're going to hold on to Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin for the next few years. And what you going to get yourself? Nothing. You're going to be right in this spot, 14th, 13th, 11th, 12th in the lottery, and you're not going to get nothing. But to sum up this video and to kind of answer the question, you want to get a young asset that got potential, or a young button, or a star that's about to bud that may not be working somewhere, or may not be getting enough time like Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? But bare minimum, you want to get a first-round draft pick for Andre Drummond. That's the bare minimum. You want to get a first-round draft pick for Andre Drummond, and if you like the Dallas Mavericks, then you want to get their future first-round draft picks. You want to get 2 if you got to take on 2 or 3 if you want to take on Tim Hardaway contract. That's 2 years. If Boston want to do Gordon Hayward, I could do nothing less than the Memphis draft pick. Atlanta want to throw in the Brooklyn draft pick. Well, I'm going to need your draft pick next year. Not this coming draft, but the 2021 draft. So I take Chandler Parsons, and I take the Atlanta, and I take the Brooklyn draft pick this year. But in 2021, I need your draft pick if you don't want to give it up this year. That's what I would tell them. I say, okay, if you don't want to part ways with Collins or Hunter or Cam Reddish, well, give me the Brooklyn pick this year, but I want your pick next year. So the Brooklyn pick this year, that may or may not be a pick depending on if they make the playoffs, and Atlanta Hawks 2021 draft pick, and I take Chandler Parsons and we rock out that way. That's what I would want from them. Toronto, in an ideal situation, I would take Serge Ibaka's contract and Fred VanVleet in your first round draft pick. Or if you don't want to give up Ibaka, I'll take Marc Gasol old expiring contract if I can get VanVleet in a first round draft pick. That's what I would ask from them. You know, because you got to get that contract to match up with Drake's contract. But bare minimum, I'm looking for a first round draft pick and expiring contract this year. And if you can't give me a draft pick this year, then there better be something good attached with it. Or it better be multiple draft picks is what I'm trying to get at. So that's where I'm rocking at if I'm the Pistons. But it's their own fault they're not going to give market value for Andre Drummond. Okay? One, it's their fault for not bringing a better point guard here in Reggie Jackson. We all knew he wasn't that good looking at him in Oklahoma City and even watching him in ACC play with Boston College. Two, they held on to Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin too late. Had they dealt Blake Griffin over the summer at the trade deadline, Andre Drummond would probably be swimming in money right now in Detroit. He wouldn't be going nowhere. So it's the Pistons, the train, they brain trust. This is their fault for doing this. But hey, it is what it is. I fulfilled the Pistons video request. If you got a video request, hit me up on email, Twitter. I try to get to it, Facebook or Instagram, but preferably to email than to Twitter. Don't forget, check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, entertainment. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Cash App, PayPal, or you can just give your boy a share. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate the love, support. Check our Piston playlist out.